Maayong buntag buhol sa atong mga kadugong bulanan sa tibok kalibutan. Maayong gabi, maayong hapon, maayong kadlawon kaninyong tanan. Welcome na usab sa atong bagong episode sa Kalamay Express kaninyong host Rex Alba. Kumusta? What's sa kagawad atoy?
Hello, yes. In behalf ni Kagawad Atoy, ni Ata ni Balik ta mga kaisunan, pasayloon na kang maupagali pagbalik. Kapag yun. So sorry yun kayo kay marag tugnaw-tugnaw na aning dapita. Pero,
Yep.
ni Ata.
Oy, salamat kay nga Mark, taod ka na missing in action niya pero I'm glad nga naa ka diri karon kay kini nga sana importante ni atong pahisgutan gabi una maski murgi ubo karon hito nga gihapon kay importante ni nga topic no ato ni nahisgutan last 2 weeks ago atong guest ato si Dr. Weng Dano ug si Kagawad Butsi Zamora regarding sa reclamation project sa Tagbilaran. Unya naay mga series of consultations na hitabo at mga the following week unya naay gisulti ang mayor sa Tagbilaran nga murag undangon. Ato ipakita later on. Pero nagya po tay yes karon gabi una nga mopadayag kung unsa dapat buhaton para mapatay na dito.
Yes, so mga kaigsuuna na atong paabuton karon sa ato ang hisgutanan part 2 ni kini last week or atong niagi pag-ari ni attorney pag-guest ni nila Kagawad Gucci and ni Dr. Dano. Very technical yun ang ilang hisgutan, no? I know dili heated pero nagkit-an gyud nato ang nagkadaiyang side of the coin gyud mga kaigsuuna no nakit-an nato nga ilang ipadaya ang economic benefits hisgutan nila ang political impact ani socio-economic impact and of course ang environmental concerns and atong panahon na wala pag yun desisyon ang ato ang mayor no. So few days ba to after ato murag iingon siya nga kinahanglan pang daghang studies para maingon ta og kanang ipadayon pero definitely pagkakaramay isuunan dili sa nila gyud ipadayon ang maong proyekto. Sakto ba?
Okay. Yes,
pero
yes.
Mag-part ko gyud ta kay murag kuwangan pa man gyud tag mga kasinatian ag mga kanang mga impormasyon no kay a well-informed public makaigsunan makes us ba ng intelligent no intelligent og well-informed ta we can make more meaningful decisions.
Yes. Unya karon gabi una dili anang sana mga ngingig pud nga mga guest na taron nga panggid ilagi na sinatin niya kuan gad nagi sila ilagi na advocacy na ang usa pakita nga medyo supak pero ang usa dili pa siya mohimong desisyon pero naa siya reason kung ano. So, napa tayo mga birthday celebrants before na to ipadayon?
So, maragwag yung takandamana, no? Kay gikan pata sa tong public school, pero ni ang atong mga happy birthday, Ami Salgados, Antoinette Tormelihor, and si Fury Penales Molina. Happy birthday kaninyong tanan, men. Men, naabatay na si Piat Gamayane. Marag mo sila. Happy birthday.
Kuya Henry Day sa Dayton, happy birthday. Happy anniversary. May pa si Marlene Lynn gamitin nakahendom sa atong anniversary. Happy na yan. Third year na ta sa
lagi third year na kita sige ko ananino kanang tika ko ani diskusyones. Pero mo shout out sa tanong kanang murag taud-taud na kita murag buwan gyud tingali ko on the sa screen para makaigsuuna na lang gihapon ta sa Kalamay Express. So shout out sa atong mga kahigdaan, diya sa Antiquera Bohol, diya sa Bohol, dili sa nagkadaiyang dapit sa nagkalain-laing nasod ug nagkalain-laing states sa US. Hello, and thank you kay Mia mo og nagpamati nato.
Yes, okay. So guys, I hope nga magpabilin ta unya I hope ma-share niyo ang atong streaming tonight kay kanang importante ni kung nakadungog mo sa gisulti ni Mayor Jane nga undangon na atong panguntahan mga guest kung sakto na ba to o napabailaing step buhaton. So when we come back, ato nang introduce sa atong mga banggiitang mga guest karong gabi una. So we will be right back.
listen. The dam is breaking in.
Welcome back. So, shout out ka nila Greta Pagarantipon sa Illinois Beach Park. Sila Tatay Gilbert, Nanay Nati, sina atong kining kwan, Lupus Warrior. So,
Yes.
shout out nila diha sa ninyo Nick. Oy na po si Bernadette Alba, shout out sa Kupilangga. Kupilangga. Rod David, napot si Rod David nagtanaw po sa Carolina. So, yeah, di ato dugayan re ato nang nana ato mga guest.
Dugay kay aron daghan ta kayong masinati ang atong unang guest, okay? Is a water and wastewater, waste and environmental engineering management system specialist, certified trainer and accredited lead auditor in environmental management systems, in quality management system and ISO occupational health and safety management system. I just do hope no kanang eksakto ning akong basa sa iyahang kanang credits. He is also design and management strategies for water and waste treatment infrastructures, advocate in the precautionary principle and the principle of integration of environmental, social, and financial considerations. His capabilities include project management, community and public consultation skills. He's also IELTS certified, advanced skills in English communications, esprit de corps, teamwork ability, and problem-solving skills. He's also an advisor in the environment and heritage at V-Line Rail Operations. Makaigsuunan, isa siya ka Senior Environmental Scientist at the Department of Energy, Environment and Climate Action in Melbourne, Australia. He's a Senior Environmental Assessment Officer in Department of Jobs, Precincts and Regions. He's also a Senior Environment Officer sa Department of Transport and a Senior Environmental Consultant sa Aquagem Environment PTY Limited. Papasabutaan na sa PTY later. And he is also a senior assessor sa EPA in Victoria, Australia. He's a consultant, lead auditor, water engineer, and environmental manager. He studied at University of Melbourne, in Victoria University, in Cebu Institute of Technology for his Bachelor of Science in Chemical Engineering. Master's niya tong dito sa Australia. He graduated master's degree in Master's in Environmental Engineering, Master's in Environmental Engineering, Waste and Water, and what else? Kanuni kaayo. Pero mga kaigsuunan, please help us welcome Chemical Engineer, Master in Environmental Engineer, Environmental Management System Specialist, Engineer Cecil Corlancito.
Engineer, may buntag.
Daghan kayo itong gitanunto, salamat kayo, pero may usa nga wa nimo isulti, nga wa po diha siguro, na ako taga Mansa sa Tagbilaran City, taga Bohol ko. So, I would say I'm, with all of those achievements and accomplishments, experience, nothing can beat being a Boholano, nothing can beat being from Tagbilaran City, and that's why I'm proud of, and I agreed na although layo na ko diha, pero tungod sa atong online system maka-participate gyapon, so I agreed to that. And in fact, last week I was there in Tagbilaran City for 3 days.
Wow.
O dito ko na kuan nga nganong na the issues sa reclamation area. I have not been updated what's going on. There was a public consultation, and later on also I posted in Facebook na timing kaayo kay ang akong kauban sa una sa trabaho diha sa DNR si Engineer Cesar Siador, Regional Director sa EMB, ang gi-appoint ni President Bongbong Marcos as the new General Manager and CEO of the Philippine Reclamation Authority. So, Biyernes na diha public consultation, diha pas Bohol Lunes o Domingo, Lunes o Martes, pagka Miyerkules gakita mi. Unya nangutana ko sa iyang punto.
Murag thrilling yun ning i-share ni engineer later kay murag lam yun og maundanon yun ang iyang i-share
Nangutana ko sa nangutana ko sa iyang punto labista unya mao na akong i-share ani karon. So with all of those Rex, Mayet, and of course si Kagawad Atoy na and all of those listeners sa Kalamay Express. Sus kaning Kalamay akam ni hagna to Melbourne ba ni kay Express man gid na. So, salamat kayo.
Unsa orasa diha karon?
It's already 1:00 plus purang 3 hours ang
Okay.
pagitan.
Salamat sa paggahin og panahon. Napatay laing guest engineer. So atong kang atbangan og usap pod kang panggiitan nga guest. So kani siya she's a lawyer and a private practitioner. She is the daughter of HNU Law Dean Emeritus Attorney Elpidio Biliran, sidingan naman sa regulador. And Angelita Dompor Biliran. She finished her Juris Doctor, Bachelor of Laws at the Holy Name University, Divine Word College in 1992 and passed the bar in 1993. Her first exposure to alternative lawyering started at the Alter Law Legal NGO of UP lawyers based in Makati. She then moved to Saligan, Sentro ng Alternatibong Lingap Panligal, another legal NGO based in Ateneo de Manila University, which focused on policy advocacy, litigation assistance, and education of the urban poor, women, peasants, and labor sectors. Having lived in Bohol, having long to live in Bohol permanently because of its beautiful nature and seas, she established her own law office in Tagbilaran. Okay, so Tagbilaran siya based karon. At the same time, volunteered with the Environmental Legal Assistance Center, ELAC, in 1994. It was while she was with ELAC Bohol that she joined the march against the proposed reclamation of Tagbilaran Bay in 1996. So, taon na. After 27 years, she is joining the same advocacy and is a proud member of the Tagbilaran Bay Watch, which is spearheading the fight against the reclamation of Tagbilaran Bay under the private-public partnership of the city government and the private investors. Guys, it's all welcome. Our honor to have Attorney Esther Gertrude Biliran. May buntag, Attorney.
Hi, good morning. Or good morning here and good evening there. No. And thank you for inviting me here to Kalamay Express. I watched your interview of Dr. Noelin Dano and you're really inspired by her everything that she shared. So, pasalamat gid mi sa Kalamay Express.
Salamat kayo, Attorney. Attorney, basta na kay gusto nga shout out mga
shout out ko sa mga kauban ako sa Tagbilaran Bay Watch nga mga diligent and mga isog tuloy gid ang laban even until now. So big shout out to Bishop Abet Uy, to Ma'am Leia Chavez, and to all the members of Baywatch and also the members of Nature Avengers. Secret lang ni sila ron o kinsa na sila pero dako kay sila tabang sa tong advocacy for now.
Thank you. Salamat sa Tagbilaran Bay Watch. Unya, last 2 weeks ago, atong guest si, like you've said, si Dr. Weng Dano and si Kagawad Butchie Zamora. And then they gave their points no sa reclamation project. And then, murag after a few days, namatay mga consultations kang ipang gibuhat sa Tagbilaran. Unya, one of the consultations, gisulti ni Mayor Jane Yap na murag undangon na ang reclamation project. Dili na i-pursue. So
that's true. Pero tingali, pero before that tingali Rex, nung nindot kaayo nga dugay naman din 19 something pa ni kanang pagkuman pa nato college nga.
Yeah. Actually it was a different project.
Yes,
This is
Go
a
ahead.
Atty.
totally different project. This is not a continuation of that
Oh, okay.
1996. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. Pero naagi hapon mo because nagbantay gihapon mo, and then you saw that this fight is another topic na kinahanglan natong bantayan. Correct.
Yes. Okay. So ato paminawon tong consultation together with mga murag developers ug si Mayor Jane, no, sa iyang statement nga naundang. Pero atong pangutana to mga guest kung sakto na ba nga gisulti ang isa mayor nga undangon na or naa pagiglaing steps nga ang ibuhaton para mamatay na gid ang issue. Okay, go ahead. Angel, pakita natin.
Hayop na information na nagkalat karon, gusto ko na matubag ang mga kabalaka sa kadaghan. Base sa Public-Private Partnership PPP Ordinance sa Tagbilaran City o pre-development activities nga gihatag sa Philippine Reclamation Authority. Ang pag-conduct sa public consultation layo paunta na mahitabo. Ika-30 pa na step. Una, ang pagdawat sa proposal dili nagpasabot na itukod na siya dayon. Ang pagdawat sa proposal nagpasabot lang na naminaw ta for economic development opportunities. As the most business-friendly city in the entire Philippines Category 3, sa ikatulong higayon, sulod sa 5 ka tuig, dili pud maayo na dili ta maminaw og opportunities na makapasaka sa atong local income. Ikaduha, dako ang projected income na ma-generate sa maong project para sa city government. Karon, ang real property tax sa Tagbilaran City naapa sa 84 million pesos. Ug madayon ang proposed project, ang projected real property tax sa Tagbilaran from 84 million pesos muabot sa 500 million pesos matag tuig. Unya, ang unom ka benefited na coastal barangays, namely Kugot, Buoy, Talokto, Poblasyon 2, Poblasyon 1, and Mansaksa, mahatagan og share na mukabat sa 30 to 50 million pesos kada barangay matag tuig gikan sa income sa real property tax pa lang. For example, ang budget sa Barangay Buoy karon is 10 million pesos annually. Kung fully operational na ang Waterfront Development Project, ang projected budget sa Barangay Buoy musaka to 60 million pesos gikan sa 10 million pesos. Kada tuig nga pwedeng gamiton para sa dugang projects o serbisyo sa Buoy. Musaka pod ang business tax collection sa atong syudad from 120 million pesos musaka ni to 800 to 900 million pesos. Kining income na ma-generate sa project makahatag ini og dugang na serbisyo sa katawhan na nagkinahanglan og tabang sama sa hospitalization, tenement housing, scholarship grant, school buildings, senior citizen benefits, opening of new roads, livelihood, burial assistance, ug daghan pa. Bahin sa job opportunities, makahatag ang proposed project o projected 57,000 jobs, equivalent sa katunga sa population sa Tagbilaran. Nasayod ka na daghang ikahatag nga kaayuhan ang proyekto para sa city. Pero, kinahanglan pod unahon ang pag-submit sa environmental impact statement para mahibaw-an ang environmental effects sa maong proyekto.
Okay, so klaro nga naay dako ang impact sa kining atong financial sa tagbilaran kumaday ng project, pero naay mga napid angay sundon pa before na ipadayon. Ato lang gikato pero ang ato tay padayon later on.
Pero kuyaw kayo no kanang naadon dayon sila yung mga financial projections pero murag wala nila gyud na una tong environmental impact or unsa ba ang paabot na pod. So murag usaon nato ni siya pagbalanse.
Attorney Jay, unsay mong ika comment ato?
Am I on? Okay.
Yes, go ahead.
Daghan gyud ko comment ato no. Anong nakurap good me sa announcement, di ba? In fact, we're ready to do some more action regarding the matter. Nakurap good me ito. Kunya, na-excited pod me, murag, ang first reaction na mo, excited good me, nga murag, oh my God, it has stopped already, the end. Pero we realized nga, di pa dito, that was not the end of it all. Kay naa pa maday action himuon sa sangguniang panglungsod. So, galabi na pod mi sa sangguniang panglungsod. In fact, during the forum na mo last November 29, akong yung so when it was my time to talk sa as a reactor, I really told Mayor Jane who was there na, please help us convince the sangguniang panlungsod to issue a resolution denying the reclamation project in line with your pronouncement. And nalipay good ang mga kauban adto. They were saying, you're so brave, saying that in front of everybody to mayor. And then, nahitabo gahapon ang ilang session. We sent somebody there. Okay, di ako was ba work. And we were surprised because it was calendared, it was discussed. But ang ending, why mo yung resolution? They did not do any voting. They did not do any resolution denying the project. Contrary to the pronouncement of the mayor and contrary to what they were discussing during that press con, diba? Vice Mayor Hala was there and he was discussing with Kagawad Butchie what will be our next course of action, next action. Then Vice Mayor Hala was saying that the SP will issue a resolution denying the reclamation. That is what we expected. Okay. But what happened yesterday was that they were just discussing and they were even blaming our representatives of Tagbilaran Bay Watch. Why? What are you doing for the environment? They're shooting the messenger. What are they doing? What are you doing for the environment? Then yung labon kay mag-EIS na unta aron hibawan ng effects sa reclamation of the environment. So instead of doing their job of coming up with a resolution, wa sila mahimo kay moot and academic na kuno.
Ang pronouncement.
Yeah, moot and academic na kuno. So why do they have to issue a resolution? This is moot and academic because it is already a announcement by the mayor. So murag hanging pa ba? And then we're still trying to study what the effect of it is. Like, should we insist on a resolution? Or is it enough nga mingon na moot and academic? Kay dangerous mo kundi kay it's left hanging. Some people are saying who are pro-reclamation as suspended rin. So anytime it would crop up, they would, yung mahal, di ba sila mga sa word nga lipat-lipat ba? So sensitive kayo sila lipat-lipat, but actually, tinuod yung
lipat-lipat pa more.
I will not, kasi siguro kato si Kagawad after na pugos na to siya apologize kay kuan po siya, politician po siya, pero para namo no, it was nothing to apologize for. We say nga lipat-lipat kay tinuod bitang lipat-lipat. Okay, we didn't know about it. Wa pa yung nakahiling na mo, wa pa may mag-organize, wa pa na mo ipakuan sa media, wa pa may magsaba-saba. Everything would have gone on smoothly for them. And you know that they were already in stage 3. There are 6 stages of the competitive challenge. The first stage is unsolicited proposal, which was already done. The second was detailed negotiation, which was already done. The third one, which is the present, no? Nga mo inaundang challenge proper. So what is after that? Number 4, PPP contract signing, notice of award, and namin nakita nga diha as a draft of joint venture. Draft, ha? Everything was in place. Kuwang na lang ang formal signing. And number 5 was the conditions president post award. And then number 6 was notice to proceed. And after that, submit na nila sa Philippine Reclamation Authority. And then, na. Di na yun undang. Bawi. Di na yun mabawi. And what is that challenge proper nga naundang, na stop gidamo successfully? The bidding. The bidding. We wanted to really stop the bidding to prevent the bidding. Why? Okay, once na bidding, once na winning bidder, di na makabalibad ang city. Pwede na kihaw ng city sa winning bidder. And then the city would have had the excuse, convenient excuse, nga mayon nga, what na mahimo na, okay, it's out of our hands already because now man na bidding, na winning bidder. And what's ironical is that it's the winning bidder who will conduct the EIS, imagine.
Wow.
It's the winning bidder will conduct the environmental impact statement, and then, of course, the winning bidder will be paying for that ng millions kuno na. Of course, they will move heaven and earth nga positive kinang ilang EIS. And naanar ba kung EIS or nga copy-paste lang ba? Copy-paste lang. Debite nasakpan ko nung ning present ko nung bidder nga I forgot about the place. Like, for example, Tagbilaran, yung nabutang sa EIS, Cebu. So that means, copy-paste lang. So that's very dangerous, no?
Sa imong
a point of no return na if nagbidding na.
Sa imong kasayuran atong 90s nga na reclamation project when naundang attorney kadto diha by resolution nga gibuhat para patyon to nga project, or unsay process ato?
Wa pa ang kuan. It was still announced by the mayor through the news, no, na mag-reclamation kasi yung present of reclamation.
Okay.
Karon
And who was
murag
the mayor at that time?
It was Mayor Joe Torralba, father of Atoy. Pero
Okay.
I've been telling the people that at least naminaw si Mayor Torralba. Kasi ang rally ra namo, wa imo yung mass media, wa imo di pa may media savvy at the time. Pero there was already education campaign sa sectors.
Basig
After
ka,
the marcha na mo,
si Atoy ito sa iyang papa kay environmental activist si Atoy.
bawang na taon na bas Atoy atong 1996. What do you think, na mga taon na, pero elementary pa siguro mo na. Pero, you know what? People are blaming Atoy. Oh, what are your father? It's your father who will propose the reclamation 1996. Pero, number one, nga nung blamean man na to sa Atoy nga short pants mo masyadong taima. Then number two, it was that what was the policy of the mayor of his father does not necessarily reflect on the personal views of Atoy. So bigyan nato na i-link tong decision sa iyang father to Atoy's personal views now and their stand as a member of the Sangguniang Panlungsod. So, klaro lang na nato na in fairness po di Atoy.
No, kuwara ba diha? Engineer Corlancito, unsay imong ika-react ato nga video? Salamat kay Ma'am.
Akong pagtahod sa posisyon sa Baywatch ba na, Attorney Gigi?
Yes.
Akong pag-respect sa posisyon sa mayor. Pero kari antay oras sa dayon. Ang una na kong basihan sa akong pag-comment is I'm an environmental engineer but I am not an environmentalist. I am a firm believer of sustainable development. Kung basahon ninyo ang sustainable development sa United Nations, o akong i-share ninyo, it says, simple lang kayo, sustainable development is how we must live today if we want a better tomorrow by meeting the present needs without compromising the chances of future generation to meet their needs. Okay, so that's the survival of our societies, of our shared planet depends on a more sustainable world. So sustainability is not about environment, it is about the integration of economic, environmental, and social aspect, one of the principles of environmental protection. In my 40 years of work in the environmental field, naadyo ko sa kanabitang mga authority, Environmental Protection Authority, DNR, wa pa dyo ko kakita nga puro environment ni. Wa ko kasuway ang nagpuro environment ni. Because if you love the environment, you don't want development. Well, let's stop this online because this is about development. You go to the mountain and run with the monkeys and don't use the roads, don't use internet. That's purely environment. But if you love the development only, and you are going to destroy the very environment that you are doing business, then that environment would not last. Therefore, the business will not last.
Okay.
Diba? So, example lang, usa ka basong tubig, kung imo nang ipamaligya, kung imo ibaligya, o sikusika na, usa ka basong isang yarok. Pero kung imo nang iyarok, kung i-recycle ang tubig, sige lang kang pamaligyang tubig, and the sustainability of that business goes on. So, that is where I'm coming from. So, let me comment about what the good mayor was saying. I've made this comment kay naay usa ka station, usab nga gipangutana ko directly, private message, iyang gi-news, kinaugma nga namulitika, hingon ko nga namulitika si mayor. Now let me clear this up. I asked for, dispensa ni mayor atong gi-interview ko sa pikas nga station kay murag taken out of context nga ang word nga pamulitika. Now, what was the real meaning of that pronouncement is it's a political pronouncement when the mayor said that stop the reclamation. It's not based on science. It's not based on data and information. It's really a political pronouncement. And there are two rules ahead of, Tagbilaran. Ang unang rule niya is to process an administrative rule to process an application. So, it's premature to say no when there is no application for business permit. So that's what. But there is also a rule of a political leader like Mayor Jane to express a political pronouncement. In local parlance, parang namulitika. Pero in local parlance, that's a political pronouncement that the mayor said based on the recent public consultation, based on the pronouncement of the good Bishop Abet, that at the end of the day, I have to say something as a matter of policy. But there's a little problem to that kay baro ba ko sa process pud kay dugay-dugay na pud diha. The mayor, the former mayor, which was the husband of Jane Yap, was authorized by the previous administrations or kagawad or sanggunian to deal with the reclamation. So that authority stays because it has not been cancelled as mentioned by Attorney Gigi Biliran nga wala man day sila resolution nga canceling the previous resolution and the current resolution authorizing the mayor to cancel the previous
Authority.
ordinance or resolution. So there is a little bit of nganong mga tao mo ingon pug lipat-lipat kay nganong dili na klaro nya madungog nimo si mayor sa iyang katubitang i-cut off nimo niya environmental impact na ang tuno ni mayor karon pa man ko kadungog ito is very clearly talking about the economic benefits of the reclamation project. It's very clear. Karon pa ko kadungog. Now, I have a question. I'm not saying that what they were doing in calculating Mansasa will get another 30 million. Oh, that's good for Mansasa, my hometown, or my home barrio. But I have a question to that they have to answer. When they say those economic study nga dunay 80 million na himong 500 million ang ilang revenue. The question is, when they conduct an economic analysis, uban ba nila sa input ang environmental cost, ang environmental damage niya na? Appeal ba sa ilang calculation ang environmental cost of doing those things? The environmental damage that could be done, the displacement of people kung naa may ma-displace, di-appeal ba nila pinta o kadturang purely economic calculation to? Wa ko kinahanglan tubag ana karon, pero dapat tubagon nila na kadili mao nang calculation nga puro economic.
Murag libog po, engineer, if I may cut you. Murag libog po nga nauna ang ilahang projection sa economic impact sa atong environmental
natural man na siya nga na kay economic analysis. But when you conduct a feasibility study, you put the economic condition, but you have to input the environmental cost, the social cost of doing things. Pila may presyo sa tubig? Gi-appeal ba nila to? Nga ilang i-extract? Pila may presyo sa wastewater treatment plant nga ilang i-treat para dili madaot ang kuan? Gi-appeal ba nila sa calculation? Wa ko maiyugwa i-appeal kay mo ko kita sa detalya na gi-appeal ba to niya nila? That's my first question. Now the second question is about what the good attorney Gigi Biliran was mentioning about EIS process. The EIS process is a process of a project. Kanang gihimo nga consultation katong miagi, why there was consultation? Why there was this consultation? So that was clearly outside of a formal process. Para nako no katong consultation nga gihatag niya ang pronouncement nga gihatag ni Mayor is giving the tool and opportunity of the proponent nga naa day nga ng issue, we have to counter on that during the formal process. Pero kung ipasod pa nila sa formal process, pardon my analysis, attorney, kung ipasod pa to niya sa formal EIS process, kay ang formal EIS process good kay naa naman ang public consultation, naa naman ang mga tanang mga referral agency like Philippine Reclamation Authority, Department of Health, tanan naman na sa process. Kung gipasod na to niya, kunya dili gyud ay feasible, then formally it's going to be the EIS would not be released formally. But telling the process, as I mentioned by Attorney Gigi, na ang proponent rabay mo apply. Natural ang proponent mo apply. Akong idagdag pag yun, ang akong observation diha sa Philippine system, pwedeng makorrupted ang atong agency para ipalabas ang usa ka kuan. Natural naa na siyang korupsyon. Mugawas tong kuan, mugawas tong inyong approval sa kuan kay nakorrupt man. I'm not saying i-corrupt na kay kanira ba dili ra ba ni sa regional office na sa DNR i-apply adto ra ba ni dito sa head office kay dili ni EIA o dili ni EIS only but full blown EIS ni dito sa kauluhan ning ayusin dito sa Visayas Avenue sa DNR. Ang mopirma ani is no less than the DNR secretary. Now, usa pa sa akong paghinabi sa bag-ong General Manager and CEO of the Philippine Reclamation Authority nga is a good friend of mine. We were together during the passage of the Clean Water Act during the time of President Gloria Arroyo. He is a very incorruptible person. Kita ko niya nga nakita ko niya nadaot siya dito sa Black Gold dito sa Isabela, natanggal siya dayon, nawa siya nasayo siya. Only to I was surprised just recently was appointed by no less than the President Bongbong Marcos to become the CEO and GM. Kinsa man na siya gi-replace kay puro na ombudsman ang taga Philippine Reclamation Authority. So na ombudsman Attorney Gigi meaning dihay dagang anomalya sa miaging unya ingon pod si si President Bongbong. Let's suspend 22 reclamation project in Manila Bay. Now, di na nako makita ang Manila Bay. That's the reason why 22 reclamation project. So pagkita na mo ni Engineer Shador, June Shador or Cesar Shador Jr. Gamimik me, kahibaw ko nga there's no such thing as perpetual ban on reclamation. Nahibaw jud ko na nga there's no such thing. Kung pulihan na si Marcos naa na po ilaing pronouncement. There's no such thing as forever dito. Muingon si Mayor Jane nga di ko ang reclamation. The next mayor could say the opposite to that. Just like what Mayor Baba was saying earlier or was doing now karon i-overturn nila ni Mayor Jane. So there's no such thing as forever nga ibutang mo solution forever and ever amen there is no more reclamation. There's no such thing. Kaya ang activism nila ni Attorney Gigi should always stay kay magbantay gyud na sila kanunay. Now in the process of the EIS mahuman tanan. Butang na to tanan nga human nga kuan. Unsao man ipagpasa nga ingon man si attorney or si GM sa Philippine Reclamation Authority nga ang iyang interpretation sa pronouncement ni Bongbong Marcos about banning of reclamation is extends to the whole of the Philippines. Maski pag maglimba-limba mo diha buon sa why Philippine kaya di man na mahimo reclaim kung dili aproban sa Philippine Reclamation Authority. Okay? Ibutang na lang nato nga mawa na o mausob na una ni ko kay moingon si gamimik mi ba ni ko ni Engineer Siador. Kunwari ako si Bongbong niya ikaw may akong giapuin. Mangutana ko nimo og sakto ba rin akong pagban o yung GM Shadow, what's your advice to me about the ban and reclamation? Akong gimimik si Bongbong. Tinuod yun din nahitabo dito sa office. Ingon si John Shadow. I cannot comment on that, Mr. President, because I have to have basis of your pronouncement. I can only advise you that there is an ongoing audit by the DNR about reclamation. Once the audit is out, so there will be data and information about the result of the audit, then I can give you the advice. Maog ito'y saktong itubag sa usa ka leader like bisag mayor pa nga di ka mag kanang diretso og nang kanang ingon nga iban or di na ko ana or gusto ko ana. So, what I'm trying to say is that with that, ang message ko lang is butang na to ang Philippine Reclamation Authority di na iban. Kay kadto bitong open pit mining ni Gina Lopez during the 30 giban man to yan manong nabalik na magkaroon. So there's no such thing as forever ban. Wala na, di na tinuod. Let's be realistic. Ibutang na to nga tinuod si Mayor Jane nga di na siya mga reclamation kasi daghan akong ingon taga-Tagbilaran wa koy nakadunggang taga-Tagbilaran nga ingog yes to reclamation puro maski dire sa Melbourne akong amigo dire daghan kong amigo dire nga taga-Tagbilaran. I shout out to my friend DJ Udtuhan who is here and also to Ronin Malanog of Corelia. I shout out to them. All of them nag-istorya mi karong buntag no to reclamation gapon sila. Pero ang akong positioning ani. So, kung iingon siya nga Philippine Reclamation Authority approve na, EIS na approve na kay natanan na kay duda naman ta nila na correctable ba sila whatever. Kung tinuod si Mayor Jane Yap nga ga-pronounce nga di siya sa reclamation under the Republic Act of Local Government Code kana labang Local Government Code unsa kato ng RE 10 something dili ra ba na ubos sa law about reclamation dili ra ba na ubos sa law about EIA process. So moingon si Mayor Jane Yap nga oy paski pag i-approve ninyo na di kumuha ta og business permit sa may mahimo reclamation. As simple as that. So, I'm just giving assurance kung tinuod ba gyud si Mayor Jane Yap nga hingon nga di ko ang reclamation. Una, wa siya tagay authority pa, pero mahimo magdi siya tagay authority, mao man to'y political pronouncement niya. Pero kung moabot nga di gyud siya sa reclamation, nga doon na siya basihan, doon na siya mga advisor, doon na si bishop nga support ng mga butanga, the community, the leaders, the barangay captains would not support it. Then Mayor Jane Yap or any future mayor who does not want this one would not sign a business permit, would not give a construction permit. Sa may mahimo nila. Kung tinuod nga no to reclamation. Okay. Mauro na akong punto labista o ang akong buti pasabot aning tanan, kung ako'y pangutan-on, dili kumuingon kay wa ko kakita og unsay design unsam ni reclamation i-reclaim ba nila tibuok man sa hantod des dawis unya og panalitan og makakita ako kanang nadawis ra ba og kanang nang kusway nga bridge kita kabitaw ana it has impacted the Tagbilaran Strait ngano gilup-an na gud niya gamay ra gud kayo ng agianan sa tubig ug ang reclamation project ilan ang usbon ng kalsadahan nga parehas Cebu nga murag kanang bridge na nga maglusot-lusot na ng tubig sa ilaw, it restores the already impacted environment of Tagbilaran Strait. And that is a positive thing for the reclamation. Di ba? So, kung ang reclamation ilang tabunan ang gikan sa Mansasa paingon sa Dawes, unya tabunan ug tambakan na I have to wait for the environmental impact assessment kay DNR mga expert na mga marine biologists ug unsa may mahitabo. Pero ang reclamation clearly kung maghimo sila bridge, usbo nila ng bridge, unya lusot-lusot na ng tubig, it restores the already impacted ecosystem. Na-impacted naman na, kay gilupan naman na. Now, if we go back to sustainable development, it says nga, we have to make sure that the future generation would have, naas sila the future generation will have to. Kung ang reclamation, for example, sa study is wa nay kapuy-an ang mga tao kay tungod sa kaguot na nga ang reclamation di ay makaingon nga naa sila kapuy-an, ang akong sabutan na nga it's not really bad as long as those elements of the study are in place. Now, there should be a risk assessment of all of these things so that we know the consequence, the severity of the impact, and after knowing those, you have to conduct the treatment options or the corrective measures in order to, kung di na yun makorek, halimbawa ang environmental impact is irreversible like mining. Dili na yun na siya mapasa, maskin sa EIS pa. Pero, we need mining also. Kung wa pay mining, di wala tay cellphone na ni karon. Kaya kana na bang mga gadgets na mga solar system na puro na ba na mga gimina. So we need mining. So all of these things are, I would say, part of sustainable development. Now, I know that those environmentalists, mga approach nila is more attuned to really preserving the environment. I respect that. That's why ang aming opinion is to respect them. But on the other hand, this is not about environment only. This is about sustainable development, and that's how I have
you.
worked.
Thank you.
Thank
I
you,
think
sir.
Attorney G would like to have a comment on that. I think magpasapot pag yun siya. Ug ngano man gyud as a project gibatukan man gyud ni siya sa mga environmentalist.
Yes.
Sikat-sikat ako kaya time. Actually, kanang misnomer ng gengong reclamation, matod pa sa mong speaker, si Attorney Jerty Mayo Anda of ELA. This is not a reclamation because that part did not used to be land. Kung mo reclaim galing, that used to be land, natabunan ng water, itong i-reclaim and land. It is not reclamation, it's dump and fill. So, misnomer yun ang reclamation. And then, sa gingon ni Sir Engineer Coloncito, nga sustainable development is development without compromising future generation to meet their needs. Then, I would say that, based on that, itself, the project is not sustainable. Kay unsa may mahitabo mag-dump and fill. Maguba gyud ang dagat, maguba atong corals na which is breeding place sa mga isda. Mawa ang mga isda and mawaadaan og livelihood ang fishermen, wa nat putay isda. And then apparently Engineer Coloncito has not read the proposal or has not seen the proposal. Ang ilang kuno na ng engineer is 153 hectares. No? They will just dump over the 153 hectares covering Talokto, Buoy, Poblacion 2, Bool, Mansaksak. They will not be building a bridge, a suspended bridge. They will be dumping everything into the sea. So I hope that you could see their proposal, no? Para you'll have an informed opinion of that. And then it's all economic study analysis. I agree with your observation. Puro na economic analysis nila, projection na nila. And there has been no risk assessment or environmental study of the environmental cost. Mo bitaw nagi ang ngalan po ni Kagawad Atoy kay it impacts the environment pero ang project wa iagi sa Committee on Environment. Dito ra gyud gi kuan sa city planning. So usan sing ang ngalan nga. He is the chair of the Committee on Environment pero wa gyud na iagi ang project sa Committee on the Environment. Unya ningon po nga regarding the kuan ang projection, that's what I've been telling the people kanang ningon siya that ang proponents nga will have 56,000 jobs or 57,000 jobs at ang gingan. Ningon ko ay makatuwa na. Kay wayo mo na sila scientific basis. Kuan lang nila kung what's near the heart of the people, that is employment. Pero wayo mo sila basis saying that they will be providing a 57,000 jobs for that. And what am I the time? I'll just say again, there's a way of development without destroying the environment. That is metropolitanization nga giduso ni Dr. Weng Dano before. Create a metropolitan Tagbilaran nga mag-include the adjoining municipalities, and the Tagbilaran will earn income, and development will spread to even outside Tagbilaran. And then kadung giingon nga, there is no such thing as forever. The next administration could change his mind or have a new policy. Mo nang ang among nimo ana ni engineer, mag policy advocacy mi ang Tagbilaran Baywatch. We'll go into the laws. We will analyze the comprehensive land use plan, which includes reclamation, because anytime applications could be made, as admitted by Kagawaduchi. So we will lobby for the amendment of the CLUP nga wadon ng wadon ang provision in reclamation. So mo gyud ang target. And number two, our target is to lobby for an ordinance sa city. We started the city prohibiting reclamation in Tagbilaran Bay, and we will lobby for an ordinance sa province for the pronouncement prohibiting reclamation in the whole province of Bohol. And we will lobby with the national government, with Congress. We will lobby with our congressman, our Congress representatives na pass a law prohibiting reclamation in the whole province of Bohol. And this is also in line with the Geopark, the Global Geopark declaration by UNESCO. You should remember, we should all be reminded na good for 4 years or yung title. UNESCO is still monitoring us. If we are being consistent with the title, with the distinction of Global Geopark, it could be taken out anytime. And si Governor Mercado mismo ningon nga, bao lang ha, pero he said in an interview this week that he will not allow reclamation as a way to development because it would affect our title on given to us by the UNESCO regarding the on the global as a global geopark, no. And another thing, I really would like to echo what our speaker said, that our officers should be guided by the precautionary principle. If there is a project that where you're not sure of the effects, you are uncertain of the effects, and your project conflicts with scientific findings, then stop the reclamation. Mo gina yan, Juan. Okay. Number one, why mo
Reggie, nalay add si Engineer Carlosito before ka makakain.
okay.
Madunggan ba ko? Salamat
Yes.
kayo nga na-mention ang precautionary principle.
Yeah.
Salamat gid kayo kay ang precautionary principle is one of the principles in environmental protection. Pero
Yeah.
there are two extreme point of the precautionary principle. What you were saying, Attorney Gigi Biliran, is kung dunay impact sa environment, ang hibawta nya dili klaro. So we have to stop. We have to not to allow this. But that's the other extreme of precautionary principle. The other definition of precautionary principle, if you read the precautionary principle, is if there is an ongoing problem like environment, and in the absence of any technology that would solve that environment, you should not wait for the present technology nga hindi pa siya available. That's the other extreme of precautionary principle. Now, you read that precautionary principle because I was, nung mga 3 years ago or 4 years ago, ako nang gi-explain sa Supreme Court kay Court of Appeals pala, gi-remand ang usa ka project sa reclamation. Imagine ha, in Manila Bay, there was a proposal to convert Manila Bay, part of Manila Bay nga palaisdaan, into a landfill. Imagine that, sa Bulacan. So I was asked to present my side, only to end up that my assessment based on Australian law and based on the Philippine laws, that what they were proposing is sustainable. What they were proposing was beyond what is ongoing on sa Manila Bay. So sa ato pa gi-approvean sa DNR, I was defending DNR nga nganong naahatagan siya og ECC. The precautionary principle was mentioned, and you don't wait for the future generation. Nganong nahitabo itong projeka? Kay diha sa Manila Bay, dunay daghang gatambak og basura diha sa Manila Bay without the benefits of lining. Pero katong project nga gi-propose, butangan og lining tanan diha sa Hong Kong ug sa Netherlands nga nga kuan gibutang nila dito. So pagbutang nila dito na-approve sa DNR. So pag-approve sa DNR, ireklamo ang community, pagreklamo ng community, desisyonan sa Court of Appeal nga sakto ang desisyon sa DNR kay ang project.
Go ahead, Attorney G.
So you mentioned, sir, engineer. Okay, one at a time. You mentioned that that was one extreme, no, of the what I said, no, and you mentioned about the other extreme, which is if it's necessary to do it to solve the problem, then do it. But I ask you, is dumping and filling of soil and sand into the sea for 153 hectares a solution, or is it the problem? Unsa man ang gisolve nila nga problema, ana, wala mo. They just want economy, or they just want money. Money lang. Which is
that's what we want to solve.
That is not applicable, sir. With due respect, sir, because the other extreme is not applicable to this case, because dumping and filling the sea with sand and soil rocks that will level down a mountain.
No, I don't think. Pardon me,
it is not a solution to the problem.
No, pardon me. We are not. We
Sige
are
na,
not.
engineer.
We are not the authority to say yung sinabi mo. The authority to say that masira yan is the DNR. Even
No.
myself, I've been in the they are the one. We will be part.
No.
We will be part of the
No.
consultation.
We
At the end of the day, it's DNR who will say
No.
it's approved or disapproved.
So, excuse me
No.
lang mga guests, murag nindot yun kayo, pardon us, pero nindot yun kayo ni, pero sa ato pagingon, murag 1 minute na lang yun, nindot yun kayo din nga, murag mag-part 3 yun taan with the DENR.
Kuwan tayo.
With the DNR. But you know, guess what? Bisa pag mag-part 5 ni, this is for Bohol. This is for Tagbilaranon. This is for the future. So, kinahanglan yung ato nigtiko and para sa ato ang mga mamatay.
But don't make mistake about me, because I am not for and against the reclamation. I just need kung sinabi ko maglagay sila ng bridge dyan, naglagay ng kalsada niya, restore, that's fine. Pero kung tambakan nila ang Mansasa to Dawes, then that could be a big problem. So I'm not, because I'm not the authority. Pero authority ako dito sa Australia, alam mo, I decide in behalf of the government based on the law, not based on people walking in the streets. I decide what is the law. If the parliament said we change the law, then change the law, then I will act what is in the law. The problem with environmentalists, hardline environmentalists, is they talk so much that they are thinking that they are the one who is the what you call the steward of the environment outside of the reins of the law. And pardon me, Attorney Gigi, you are an attorney. Yeah. We have to work within the framework of the law.
Okay.
And if you say natural law, kasi gawa tayo ng Panginoon, let's deal with it.
No, sir, you should know that there is already a jurisprudence on that when it kanang public trust principle. Public trust principle by the Supreme Court. Nga the local government does not own our environment. It's the people that owns the environment. Unya, kung ano na, trustee lang ng atong city officials, no? So, I disagree with you, with your respect, nga it is the DNR who should make the decision. No, it should be the people who should make the decision. Okay?
Then raise this to the Supreme Court. Raise the matter to the Supreme Court, then they are the arbiter of the land.
What you call meta-legal tactics, sir. We don't have to.
No, we have to raise this matter.
Well, no, the people
I'm not a lawyer. I'm not a lawyer. So this is the process.
Okay, once again,
the people should have the final say.
No, this is the process.
The people should have the final say.
Atong taga-ano ga 1 minute nga murag statement si engineer then taga-ampo taga time 1 minute.
Allow me, Attorney DJ. I think this is a very healthy discussion. This is the process. Now, if you don't like a decision, you go to the court, the lower court. No. That's the process. Now, if the court, you don't like the decision of the court, then you go to the Court of Appeals. Then, if you don't like the decision of the Court of Appeals, you raise it to the Supreme Court. Now, if the decision of the Supreme Court you don't like, but I'm sorry, that's the law of the land when the Supreme Court decides. I'm not a lawyer, but I am telling you that this is not to be decided by people activists in the street. They influence, but that's not the decision. You activists in the streets, you say your word, you join in the parliament, you join in the protest, you go to the public hearing, but you are not going to push it, because when the Supreme Court says that no to the reclamation in Bohol, then that is final. Not even final, because the next Supreme Court would say, let's reverse the decision later on. That's what I'm saying. But at the end of the day, I would like to thank the position of Attorney Gigi and the group. I would like to thank this Kalamay Express. Wala itong personalan, Attorney Gigi. This is just a belief. And you would be surprised why I talk like this, because in my 40 years of work, there's no such thing as environment. If I am going to join Greenpeace, then they have to pay me a lot of money why I joined my Greenpeace, because Greenpeace, I did not agree in some of the principle. For example, mining. You don't like mining, but you are using solar panel. Solar panels came from mining. Your cell phone has from mining. Then you want to stop mining. So that's not about balancing thing. So we have to do an integration of economic, environmental, and social consideration. Thank you for your time, and I would like to listen also to Attorney Gigi's final 1-minute word. Thank you.
Thank you, Engineer Colonelcito. Go ahead. Hold on, akong i-unmute si Attorney Gigi. Go ahead, Attorney.
Thank you that I'm having the last say now. Sir, Engineer, I hope you heard yourself when you said there is no such thing as environment. Come on. There's no such thing as an environment. I don't even have to argue against that, because that is really a fallacy, sir. And then number two, ningon ka nga, file a case in court. Wait for the Supreme Court to declare a policy, no? Pero kanang gingon mo, sir, mo na traditional way of looking at the legal system. No, that's the traditional. We have what we call an alternative lawyering, sir. We have what we call a meta-legal tactic, which is not illegal, but it is not illegal, so it's legal, but it's not necessarily going through the legal process. And another thing, law naman gina, it is a law. The Supreme Court has spoken that everything regarding the environment that involves public trust. Okay? So it is not the city officials who own our seas, who own our environment. It is the people. Gitugyan lang na nila for protection. So, trustee lang na sila. Kaya ba, tanong balaod kan, trustee cannot make any decision without getting the consent of the owners, who are the people. So, dapat yun, mo ginay metabo. Listen to the people, listen to the clamor of the people, because we own the environment and we have the right to have a say on any policy involving the environment. And panawagan lang nako sa atong city officials, no? Don't give us mixed signals, okay? Klaro na kaayo ang mayor nga ningon nga declare nga no more reclamation. So I hope that the sangguniang panalawigan will not be shy away from issuing that resolution. Mingon sila moot and academic, pero wag gyapon may mahilunaan na, because that means igo nang na-suspend. Mo na among fear. So, sangguniang panalawigan, members,
sorry.
please,
Second Panlungsod.
Have a sangguniang pangusad rather. Have a categorical, unequivocal resolution saying no to the reclamation.
Thank you, Attorney G. So murag apiki kay dapat ay gamay mga video ipakita, pero ato pasalamatan ang atong mga guests, no, si Attorney G Biliran og si Engineer Collencito. I hope may imbitar to niya balik, no?
Sir, engineer, appear bagyo man sa ani. Okay. No, stop.
Thank you. Daghang kayong salamat kaninyong duha.
Lakay sulti kamay?
Si Attorney Gigi Biliran, adlukan ng trabaho na daghan kaayo siya kontra. Kung kontra niya.
I don't care, sir. I don't care. Muna na yung kinaon.
Okay. Salamat kayo. Thank you, guys.
Thank you very much.
Okay, so duhop na daghan jud ta kayo nakatunan, and kanang dili lang daw sa katunan, no, ang ato pong sa ato pong mga pagbati o mga kanang ato mga pagtuo, we do hope diri sa Kalamay Express nakahatagtag venue and space na
Paydayan
naka-tip
sila.
ninyo, dili malubog.
Yeah, at least natay kanang duha ka. I mean, dili magid sila totally opposing kining na mga sa stands, no, kay wala may stand
Yeah,
si engineer, pero at least nakapadayag po sila unsay ilang
that is correct.
points of
You know what,
issue.
Rex? Ang kang engineer magod in the ideal world, but let's face it, it's not ideal world labi na sa ko ano kana mura mo pa siguro gyud sila labi na o kanang profit gyud ang nagpa-take babaw.
Yes, yeah,
with
dapat ay
all
gamay nga.
that, nadyo ko sa ako ana environmentalist good na nga, we do not own our environment. We borrowed it from the future generation. So ang atong tahas ana is ato gyud ng panaligdan ug ato gyud ng protection na.
Yeah, natay gamay mga video I know na hilapas sa ta, pero atay pakita lang mga a few minutes of this video ni Attorney Gigi Biliran.
Sure.
Attorney Gigi Biliran.
Ano environmental
Thank you
forum.
very much. Kaulion naman kita, no? Pero I'll make this short. Katong gingon ni sa atong MC nga, the theme song of Siliman is University by the Sea. Ningon tong ubang mga tao, Mayor, akong i-address yung Mayor. Umadayon ko ng reclamation, di na puti ang kabaybayunan, kundi reclaimed ang kabaybayunan. So atong, I hope that the city government will listen to us. And I was very struck by what Attorney Jerty said, that we should be guided by the precautionary principle. If you are not sure about the effects of our project, if our project goes against the scientific findings or principles, do not proceed with the project. Ayun, uyon ba tani? Yes, of course. So, mo nang nalipay mi, Mayor, that you made a pronouncement last Friday na stop ang reclamation. However, as I earlier said sa radio, we are getting mixed signals from the city government. So, mupatabang minimum Mayor to please convince our sangguniang panglungsod members to please issue na a resolution denying the proponents. Please. Kay naguol mi. Wa pa mi mahilo na. Wa pa gyud mi mahilo na until nanay resolution denying the proponents kay unyag watak hibagon sa mahitabo. And Mayor, i-address na po natong Mayor ha. Di ba kita magita sa effects, no? Sa reclamation nga I know only now that we get oxygen from the sea. No? I never knew that. And we have carbon from the sea, which is the backbone of life. So dito mingon nga patay ng dagat, pwede na nato dampingan og mga yuta, no? We get oxygen from the sea. So with that knowledge, napagaungong ang danger of reclamation. Even the Tagbilaran Waterways Corporation could still reapply, I'm sure. Maybe in the same name or in a different name because we have the comprehensive land use plan. So patabang minimum Mayor to please have this CLUP amended and remove the provision on reclamation, please. And another thing, if we could have an ordinance prohibiting reclamation in the city, an ordinance prohibiting reclamation in the province, and we will also lobby for a national law prohibiting reclamation in the whole province of Bohol. So among paninglan yun ka, Mayor, ana ha? Okay, thank you very much and
Thank you.
thanks for coming.
So mo to ang environmental forum no nga after to sa pronouncement ni Mayor nga stop ang kining pagpadayon or pagpursue sa reclamation. So
That's correct. And reiterated laman gyud ni ni Attorney G gyud kanang murag manglagom na lang jud na siya og sinagit gyud para jud madunggan. So please pamati gyud in town.
Yes.
Mayor sa Tagbilaran.
hopefully basi napate party ni puhon pero taas pa ni. I mean
Yeah.
daghan kita mga nagatunan kay daghan kita mga ultimo usahay ang ato ra mga emotions mo atong basihan gud nya kana po matong
Pero
mga
daghan man gud kay na siya kuan. Daghan jud kani siya kayong layers matrix una sa ato pagayang we do not live in an ideal world. Daghan kaayo mao bitaw nga punong gyud na ni kanang President Marcos kay daghan magud kaayo pang corruption, daghan pa jud kaayo nga makalusot na lang ang mga permits, makalusot na lang without the proper consultation, without the proper study. So ang ato nga na is kanang klaro naman kayo nga dili ang kinahanglan ba siya nga mag-dump and fill ka nga aduna pa man tay sa gingon pa ni kagawad ato aduna pa may mga resources, yuta nga resources nga pwede nimong
Sa Kabawan, sa Isidro, Dao, Dampas, naparadahan
So,
So,
anyway,
yun,
taas-taas pa na siya nga istorya. Parehas ng dili expert ani kanang kinabiyuhan, no?
Oo. Mao lagi. So, lapas na kita pagayo. So, next week po hon, I hope magkasuroy ta sa lain na pong lungsod, no? And I hope padayon yung pagsuporta sa Kalamay Express. So, same time, alas 10 sa buntag diha sa Sabado, des Pilipinas, alas 9 dire sa US Eastern time. Okay, sa ngalan ni Kagawad Atoy Turalba nga medyo na-appointment karon. Inyong host, Rex Alba.
Yes, kini si Mayen Nunag, tagang Tikera. Again, dagang salamat sa atong mga guests. Kung ang mga bulanon
Storyahay? Kinabyuhan!
Kinabyuhan!
Thank you. Salamat HCM. Sorry sa delay. Thank you Andrew and Clifford.
Thank you team.
You guys.
The water's rising, the dam is breaking in.